How can you break into tech in 2025, or more specifically, software engineering, cybersecurity, IT, whatever? As a developer who does a lot of media appearances, this is probably the number one question that I constantly get asked, and I want to tell you why I hate this question so much. There is a lot that I can offer you in terms of tips and things I would do and things that are important to getting that first job, but at the same time, again, the landscape has changed. You're not going to be able to just repeat what I did and achieve the same results. It might be way easier for you. It might be way harder for you. First of all, I got into tech 6, almost 7 years ago now. And no, that's not like it was ages ago, but at the same time, things have changed a lot. Also, I have jumped between all these different sub-disciplines of tech, right? But I am not the person to tell you the ideal way to get into each of these different domains. I just kind of did crap and I got in. I was persistent, I was curious, and essentially that is the only advice that I give people when it comes to breaking in. I also did things that some people find controversial and unacceptable today, like doing a lot of extra work for free, or taking really crappy jobs or low paying jobs when I needed to get a new skill or learn something specifically. Of course, we now also have AI, and I think a lot of people are disappointed that my top advice for getting a job in tech today isn't to just learn AI or master AI tools. And that is because I do think that AI is just a tool. It's really not any more important, in my opinion, than various other tools you need for the job, at least not in this point in time. Also, AI, again, in my opinion, is more of an advanced tool. So you need to know the foundations of a topic and have been comfortable in a topic before you're just willy-nilly yeeting AI everywhere and using AI tools to accomplish things. I mean, sure, can you get by just learning AI and brute forcing your way through a discipline? Sure, but you're not going to have the strong foundation to get any position you want, to truly advance in your career, to feel confident, to solve problems. So in that sense, I really feel like things haven't changed. What has maybe changed is the fact that we live in a remote world more so than ever when I got into tech, right? So everything's online, and that's part of why I promote posting online, no matter who you are, whether you know things or you're just learning. And I also promote being versatile and adaptable. This has always been the case in tech, right? Tech rewards pivoters, in my opinion, people who can adapt. And this has never been more the case today, where technology is moving super rapidly. Companies and what they want are constantly changing. And that is what I have done all my career, is decide, hey, this is where the demand is. I'm going to go there. I'm going to learn what I need to go there. And obviously I make that sound simple. It was not at all simple. Every time it has been difficult. As you progress in your career, it becomes easier and easier to pivot and adapt to other disciplines. But still, my point here is that there isn't this pathway I can give you. I can give you a recommended pathway to learning and practicing a certain skill. I can tell you how to address certain roadblocks that you're running into along your whatever search or to trying to get into tech. But to just ask how to break into tech and to expect that answer to be fully revolving around AI, I think it's not very realistic. So here's my short, vague answer, and it's not a panacea. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's just what I would suggest. I would suggest choosing a domain. It does not matter. It can change later. You can be cross-domain. Who cares? Choose some domain in tech that you find interesting, or that you can afford a program to get into, or whatever. Learn everything you can. Network with people. Post about your journey from day one when you know nothing online. Get hands-on practice. Maybe not from day one, but from really early on, because none of what you're doing matters if you haven't hands-on built, broken, worked on, hacked, whatever. Again, I am not for being abused by the tech industry. That's part of my whole platform, is against that. But I think when you're first starting out, you're the desperate one. You're the one that needs to gain the skills. You're the one that needs the opportunity. And I think that starting out, you do say yes to what you have to say yes to, even if it's in an adjacent field to what you do things in. And you can talk to people in industry to know if what you are doing is adjacent but not going to help you out along the way. The whole point is you work hard in the beginning, you gain skills rapidly in the beginning, you assert yourself, you learn, you ask the dumb questions, you take the shitty jobs, and you upskill as quickly as possible so that you have the power to be picky in the future. And then, yeah, from then on, it's continuous learning. Not being afraid to jump right in, not being afraid to do the work, being visible, being easy to work with. Those are all great assets to have in your very first job. And again, you can change your career from there. You don't just have to take crappy jobs, take crappy orders, whatever from there, but you have to start out somewhere and you're the desperate one. Don't just get a degree program or a certification. Look at a job description that you think you might want that is entry level and look at what they're asking for. Learn that. Or be really eager and enthusiastic and find the right place that really needs somebody. I know this probably wasn't the answer you wanted, but I really hope this helps you.